there. So you have the machine that goes ping.
Never gonna stop now, baby.
Yes, crazy opening for a crazy lady. Welcome to the house that is mad. You're welcome. If you're not subscribed, please smashy that subscribey button down below. If you like my content and you want to know when I upload, then if you want to be nosy, because I like to be nosy, then click on the notification bell. Then you'll know whenever I upload something. Who doesn't like being just a little bit nosy? Come on now. Come on. Also, there are ways that you can support me if you want to. You don't have to, but it's there in case you do. I have Buy Me a Coffee. I have channel memberships. Knock yourselves out. I'm still working stuff out, but it's there if you want to support me. But mostly, I really love hearing from you. How are you? Drop us a comment in the box below. Would genuinely love to hear how you're doing. Especially if you're on Carnivore like me. Oh, it's a crazy train, isn't it? Yeah, it really is. So you're probably wondering how I did this week. Well, before we get into that, I'm going to do something completely uncharacteristic. Let's dive into some Bible study. Follow my logic now. Wait. Okay, so who was the one who, when Jesus rose from the dead, didn't believe it? If your answer was Thomas, then you would be correct. Hence the phrase doubting Thomas. That's a true story. The doubting Thomas thing, that's where that phrase came from, just so you know. Okay? Now you're probably wondering, what the heck is she going on about? Why is she doing a Bible question? Well, there is a reason. My maiden name is Thomas. Okay? There's first part. Second part is, I got on the scales this morning and I looked at the number and I'm like, that can't be right. That just can't be right. Nah, that can't be right. I got off and on 4 times. And each time the number was the same on the scales. Now, I'm not telling you. You're going to have to wait for the montage. Yeah, I'm on to you. Oh, can you timestamp the videos? No. You get to hear all the ramblings. And I know some people don't like me rambling, but too bad. Move along. Nothing to see here. It's my channel, and I'll ramble if I want to. It's my channel, and I'll ramble if I want to. Just saying. Yeah, I'm in a good mood. More about that probably on Thursday. Okay. There's going to be some music chat, just straight up, because I think it's important to let you guys know why I'm buoyant. You know. Yeah, I giggle, snort in real life, folks. But there is a reason. There is a reason why I'm particularly happy. It's to do with Mum and the music and the stuff and the things. It's just that little sort of bit of hope that I got for stuff. But that's another story. But this week, what have I changed? Well, that's a good question. So once I got off the scales and I was in the kitchen making my coffee and going, huh? I sat there and I reflected. I usually watch something on my phone, like Netflix or something, while I'm just having my coffee and whatever it is I do in the kitchen. But this time I didn't put anything on my phone. I just sat there and reflected. Okay, what was different this week? So there were maybe 2 times this week where I didn't have a stick of butter at all. This week, when I did have butter, I didn't have a full stick. So 5 days out of 7, what's half of 113 grams? You do the math. I haven't. I've reduced it down to, for whatever reason, just reduced it down to half a stick of butter a day. I just didn't feel like it. I didn't feel like the full stick of butter. And like I said, there were 2 days this week where I just didn't feel like butter at all. Wasn't that I had an aversion to it, like not at all. Not at all. I just didn't feel like eating it. So I just headed straight for this, as is my wont. And my water, for instance, as you guys, some of you know, some of you don't, I drink bubbly water that has the flavor, but there's like nothing in it. Because I don't drink the diet drinks that have aspartame, maltodextrin. I just stay away from that poison. I just, no, not doing it. But I have found that in the last week, I've been, brace yourself, craving just plain water without the flavor. So, I've been putting a 600 ml bottle of water in there with my electrolytes, and down it goes. That said, with my electrolytes, there were 3 days towards the beginning of last week where I didn't have them at all. One thing I noticed, which I thought was very interesting, because I've always said that, I need the electrolytes because of my restless leg syndrome. Now, if anybody has the restless legs at night, will know it. Oh my gosh. It's like you could have a football match on your own in the bed. It's terrible. You cannot get to sleep. You're always twitching. It's horrid. And the magnesium and the potassium and the salt has helped considerably. I was taking a magnesium supplement prior to starting Carnivore. I got rid of that because, hello, it had sugar in it. Yeah, so chances are that was going to go real quick. But anyway, so I make my own electrolytes, as a good deal of you know. But yeah, I've noticed that whereas I can maybe go 2 days, on that second night, my legs start twitching. I can have no electrolytes for 1 day, but if I don't have electrolytes on that second day, by that night, my legs are like boing, 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 all over the place. However, this week, interestingly enough, I sort of realized that I hadn't taken my electrolytes for 4 days. 4 days. And then I was wondering why my legs were twitching. Duh. Okay, so I just realized I hadn't taken my electrolytes for like 4 days. So I took them and everything was fine again. So the gap between taking them, the electrolytes, and the restless legs kicking in again, it's taking longer. It's taking longer. So plus column, put that in a plus column. So, okay. So you're probably like, when is she going to show this flipping montage? When is she going to let the cat out of the bag? When is she going to say something? When is she going to tell us? It's driving me crazy. Well, okay then. Cue the montage. See? 3.4 kilos I lost this week. Can you see now? When I got on the scales, it said 172. I'm like, no, that can't be right. No, no. So I got off, let it set to 0, got back on again, 172. And it did that another 2 times before I'm like, wow, okay then. And then, of course, the measurements, we've had a little bit of a decline in measurements, not much, but enough. And I have noticed my butt's a lot more squishy. Incoming TMI, it's getting harder to get off the toilet because I don't have the padding to lift me up and boost me. I know, you can laugh if you want to because it is kind of funny. I'm losing my padding. But hey, what a wonderful complaint to have. Meanwhile, we've had some hot days up here, and yeah, it's overcast and miserable today. But earlier on in the week we had some hot days, and everybody was like, "Oh gosh, so hot." I'm like, "This isn't hot. What's the matter with you?" I'm like, I sat in the garage for years in Sydney, and we had 45-degree heat there sometimes during summer, and I had 3 fans blowing on me, and I was going through menopause as well with the hot flushes. What a joy. I think I'm already acclimatized, thank you very much. So, yeah, it's just, I just couldn't believe the scales telling me that. It was full of doubt, full of doubt. And it's been quite remarkable that the universe is sort of sending me a few little bones here and there. Like, okay, we're sick of hearing her complain. Let's just give her this for now. Let's shut her up. Having said that, I'm already fully prepared for the weight to go up again. I know, right? I know, right? I'm hopeless. But, I'm taking the win this week because it is a massive win. Apart from the first week where I lost, I think it was 7.7 kilos. It was a nice start, and it's the most I've ever lost in a first week on any lifestyle change, diet, whatever you want to call it. 7.7 kilos for a first week loss. That's pretty huge. Mostly fluid. Let's be real. Mostly fluid, but I took it as a win and a good send-off. And the only other times that I've lost large amounts of weight have been twice in this, almost 10 months, where it's been 3.2 kilos. This week was 3.4. And here we are. I not only reached the 100-pound loss, I went past it by 6 pounds. So, yay me. I'm pretty happy about it. It matches my mood. I'm not as stressed because I may or may not be taking as much crap as I used to. I may or may not be following my own advice. It's just like, I don't have time for petty crap. Love my family, I do. I do. If any of you guys don't realize that by now, then you never will. But, it's the petty crap. It's like, I don't have time to investigate who may or may not have eaten whatever it is you put in the fridge and didn't say, that's mine. I'm sorry. My brain power is meant for other things. Just saying. I don't have time. I can't do it. I won't do it. There's the big difference. There's a difference between can't and won't. I just won't. It's just a case of, all right, being an empath kind of person, I already know the lay of the land. I already know what's going on. I don't need it explained to me. But if my help is going to be refused, then I've got to step back and go, all right, you find your own path. You do your own thing. Just don't burn your bridges with me because, I'll be happy to help you when you get to your own conclusion. But if you're going to be nasty about it, then I'm just not going to help you at all, and you'll be on your own. So yeah, I just don't have time anymore for that sort of rubbish, and it is, and it's extra noise, and who needs that stress? I don't. I have taken on so much of the stress around here, and there is a fair bit, but I'm just not willing to take on any more. I can't and I won't. So I'm not gonna. They're big boys. They can, I'm always going to be their mum. I'm always going to be my husband's wife. I'm here if you need my opinion, but don't ask for my opinion, then go and do the opposite thing, because then I'm just going to shut my pie hole. I ain't going to offer you any advice at all. I'm just saying. If you genuinely want my advice, then please ask. Go for it. But if you want my advice just to hear me talk and you're just going to go, yeah, that doesn't sound right, I'm not going to do that, I'm going to resist that, then bye-bye. I'm just saying, I am my mother's daughter after all. I love my family, but I don't suffer fools easily. They frustrate me. So instead of them being a frustration, just don't give them the energy. That's what I'm doing. I'm protecting my peace. Maybe it's the considerable lack of stress that has helped. Cortisol levels feel a little bit sort of like even Stevens, and that could be a contributing factor as well. Who knows? Love to know what you think with what I've told you in terms of the weight loss that I had this week. Go for it. Love to hear your theories. Love a good theory. Just saying. I am still writing in my diary, my journal. I watched a great movie last night. Oh, in terms of what I just said, called The Starling with Melissa McCarthy. If you've not seen it, oh my gosh, please see it. Not sponsored. But there was something that she said in this movie. I've written it down because I'm like, I can't not write that down. And she said, and I quote, some things are out of our control. The sooner you figure out what they are, the faster you can let them go. Am I right? So here we are, the end of another week. It's getting close to nearly a year. Wow. What I've eaten this week has mostly been bacon and eggs. Twice I've had steak. Probably going to have leftover steak again for dinner tonight, and that's going to be it. I'm happy with my one meal a day, and I'm happy to have the butter whenever I feel like I want it. I'm listening to my body because I can, because it talks now, because I've removed the noise. And isn't that what it's about? Listening to your body and what it needs? I think on that note, I'm going to leave you in peace to enjoy the rest of your week. Be kind to those around you. Don't take any crap. Protect your peace. Be kind to yourself. That includes the tough love for yourself. You are loved. You are appreciated. And oh boy, are you enough. Until Thursday. I'll see you then.